CHAMPS Live is presented by Lawrence Technological University, where Blue Devils dare, Hungry Howie's, famous for flavor, and the Detroit Medical Center. Do you have a sports injury or are just looking to take your game to the next level? Go where the pros go. Visit dmc.org/gamechangers.
Hi, everyone. You know, I always like looking this up. There are 6 national proclamations today. Among them, it's National Apple Pie Day, National Receptionist Day, and a salute to all of our line workers here in Michigan. It's also National Third Shift Workers Day. We salute you. All right, welcome to episode 31 of State Champs Live, presented by Lawrence Tech. Lawrence Technological University ranks in the top 1/3 of private nonprofit four-year colleges nationally in spending on student services. That, according to a new survey from the Chronicle of Higher Education. The Chronicle surveyed over 1,000 institutions. Lawrence Tech spends nearly $6,000 per full-time student. This is money invested in maximizing students' preparedness for a very rewarding career in over 100 degree programs. Choose a university that is one of the highest in the nation in investing in you. Find out more at ltu.edu. All right, we are live right now on Facebook, YouTube, and Twitter every Monday through Friday at 2 p.m. My name is Lauren Plant, and we are joined by not only a former Michigan high school state champ, but one of the rising stars in the NBA. But first, let's check out the headlines for Wednesday, May 13th.
Less Maction. Beginning in the 2020-2021 academic year, the Mid-American Conference announced the elimination of postseason tournaments for 8 sports in a cost-cutting move on Tuesday, while men's and women's basketball will have tournaments cut short. The MAC eliminated postseason tourneys for field hockey, women's lacrosse, and tennis and soccer for both genders, with champions determined by the regular season. Regular season basketball schedules increased to 20 conference games, but opening round games on campus have been eliminated. More Zona. Arizona Governor Doug Ducey announced Tuesday that professional sports may resume in his state as early as this Saturday without spectators. Last month, Ducey said he'd spoken with Major League Baseball Commissioner Rob Manfred about hosting games, and Tuesday's announcement would appear to pave the way for a sport like baseball to resume with games in one centralized hub. But no agreement was reached in Tuesday's first meeting between the MLB and its players' union, so there is a ways to go before that becomes reality. Salenbine going west. Adrian Lenaway Christian's Bree Salenbine announced her commitment to Gonzaga for women's basketball on Tuesday. The 3-time Associated Press Player of the Year in Class D/Division IV, the 6'3" Salenbine was the 32nd ranked girls basketball player in the nation in the class of 2021 and the number 4 wing position player. She helped the Cougars to a Class D title as a freshman and a Division IV crown in 2019.
All right, those are the headlines. Let's get to today's Hungry Howie's Twitter question of the day. Which professional league will be the first to play another game? NFL, NHL, MLB, or the NBA? Find State Champs Michigan on Twitter. Please vote for today's question of the day. We'll read the results tomorrow. All right, today on Live, we are joined by our first NBA player, and he is a former Detroit Country Day Yellowjacket. Played his college ball at Xavier. He is an Indiana Pacer, and he is Edmond Sumner. Thank you so much for taking some time to talk to us. We really appreciate it.
Oh, no, thank you guys for having me.
All right, it's good to have you back here on the Michigan Airways. And if you have any questions or comments for Edmond Sumner, you can ask it now on Facebook, Twitter, or YouTube. We'll get to them in just a couple of minutes. Well, first off, such a crazy time in the NBA. You guys held the 5th spot in the Eastern Conference playoff picture when play was suspended. How difficult was it to just shut everything down and just go home?
Oh, man, it was crazy. Just getting that text saying pretty much not to come in until further notice. I mean, that was crazy because, my norm was going to the gym every day. We either had practice or a game. So, for me to just sit there for days on and days on kind of waiting for a text and then eventually for it to get extended this long, it was crazy.
I know, because everybody always asks, do you have any insight as to when NBA games might happen this season or at all?
Yeah, no, I know just as much as everyone. Everything. No one really knows anything, so I'm just waiting to hear.
I know, it's crazy. All right, well, you grew up here in an era where the Pistons were one of the best teams in the league. Were you a Pistons fan growing up, or did you have your own favorite?
No, I was a big Pistons fan. I mean, I was a Lakers fan as well, but I mean, I love the Pistons. I mean, Rip Hamilton was my favorite player.
Yeah, exactly. We're throwing some footage up actually of the 2004 finals. I know you'd have been a youngster for that, but still really, really
Yeah,
great. And it was a great era. But let's talk about Detroit Country Day. You came in just after the Ray McCallum era, correct?
yeah,
Okay, so that was the last state championship, 2010. Took a few years for you guys to get back on top of the mountain. You won the state championship in 2013. What do you remember most about that season, that team, and the run it took to get it done?
Oh man, that year was crazy. No one really thought we were going to be that good. Definitely didn't think we were going to win the state championship. But as a team, we knew the pieces we had, and we knew we can get it done. So that whole year we played with a chip on our shoulder. Then I feel like we kind of woke everyone up and kind of was on everyone's radar and stuff. So that year for us, I mean, it was a great year. And then going in the postseason, I mean, we knew we just got to Michigan State last year and we lost, so we wanted to come back and actually win this time. So I feel like our group of guys were really locked in, and that postseason was amazing. We had to face Chandler Park with Derek Walden, Frederick Douglass, with Baby D. So I mean, we had a tough road to face.
Yeah, there's no doubt about it. And you guys were, you're part of, Yellow Jacket history, and there was so much history before you guys. How much pressure did you carry on yourselves going into the state finals? Knowing that you don't want to be the team that loses.
Yeah, I mean, for Country Day, it felt like every year we were playing at the Breslin. So if a year you don't get you have to get to the Breslin or you just to fail. So that pressure
Right.
is always, you've seen all the success that teams before us had. So we just knew we had to get it done because, like you say, you don't want to be that team who get labeled as a team who didn't live up to their hype.
Right. You were a Mr. Basketball finalist the next year, 2014, but I know you had to deal with some ankle injuries your senior year. I do remember that. I can't remember, though, was that a big deal that season for you, trying to work your way through some injuries?
No, that happened like right at the end of the season where I had to
Okay.
miss a couple games and stuff like that, nursing it. But no, the whole season I was good. It was just literally, I think, like the last game of our regular season.
Yeah, I think that was Deshaun Thrower, I think, was Mr. Basketball that year.
Correct.
What was the recruiting process like for you, Edmond, and why did you ultimately select Xavier?
I mean, as you may know, I was a late bloomer. So, I mean, my first came into high school, I was only 5'9". So I mean, no, I wasn't on anyone's radar. That summer I grew a little bit. We was playing in the EYBL, so I'm playing nationally. I'm getting a lot of attention, stuff like that, kind of getting interest and stuff like that. And Xavier just happened to find me. We was playing in one of the random gyms early in the morning. They came and saw me. They liked me. Then they started keeping in contact. So Xavier was like the real first Division I school that had interest in me. So I mean, from the get go, they always stayed, and then I grew. I kind of blossomed. My game started to kind of evolve a little bit, and I got a lot more attention. So I just went with. I felt like who was really with me and who really believed in me from the get.
Yeah, and I know there were some issues that ultimately cut short, like your junior season. How hard was that, considering the team made a run to the Elite Eight?
Oh man, that like I say, that was probably one of the hardest years for me. Like seeing my guys out there playing, it just felt like I wasn't part of the team anymore. It's just like I was, but I wasn't. So it was a tough pill for me to swallow. I couldn't really. I'm watching the games and it's really hurting me because I can't play. So that was really hard for me.
Yeah, I know, and it's one of those things that you're young, and you have to kind of soak in one of those life lessons, that you learn. You learn a little bit about yourself when you have to kind of go through something like that.
Yeah,
Was it a tough decision to decide to declare and not come back for a senior season?
yeah, that was a tough one because I mean, the whole year I had a idea that I was leaving after this year anyways. So when that happened, it's like, dang, well my dream is gone. Like I don't know what to do. So when that happened initially, I was coming back to school. It was nothing like, okay, I'm like, I can't go to the NBA now. I'm hurt anyways. So
Right.
I mean, as I got more information just about my injury and stuff like that, and then where my stock would be. I mean, and how long it would actually take me to get back to myself. It was just better for me to leave for the NBA. I mean, I didn't start feeling even close to normal till like a year and a half after my surgery. So me coming back, it was just I was gonna have to come back for my fifth year because I mean I wasn't gonna play the way I wanted to play and stuff like that.
Got it. Got it. Well, you were drafted in the second round by New Orleans, and you traded to Indiana. You spent the first couple of seasons with a lot of time in the G League with the Fort Wayne Mad Ants, which I love that nickname, one of my favorites. Then Victor Oladipo gets hurt near the beginning of the 2018-2019 season. You get your first NBA start. What was that moment like for you?
Man, that was so crazy. It was literally so when Vic got hurt, I had to. They tell me at halftime I didn't play this. I'm in the middle of a game with the G League, and I'm killing too. I'm having a great game, and coach comes to me like we can't play the second half. Vic's went down. We don't want to, chance you getting hurt or anything. So I had to wait, and then first thing the next morning, well after the game, our GM calls me, and then tells me I had to fly back to Indy. So I get on the flight. I'm coming to shoot around and stuff like that. Then coach, after the shoot around, is like, we might be starting you tonight. And I walk into the arena. So the whole time I'm thinking, like, okay, I might be starting, but it wasn't 100% sure yet. He's like, it's a chance. I get to the arena. He puts me in the office. It's like, you're starting tonight. I mean, it was just crazy because I was just playing in a G League game. Now you're telling me I'm playing against champions, defending champions. Like, it was
Yeah,
crazy.
Golden State. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's wild. And I know the fans really love you. I know that it's been that way since you got there, especially in the summer league and things. Is being an NBA player just like you dreamed it would be?
Yes, it is. I mean, it's even better, honestly. I mean, everybody that's here is. I mean, I love all my teammates. I've only have great teammates and stuff. Come in, I didn't know how the NBA players act. If they act, differently because they have this amount of money or their contracts or they've been this many NBA All Stars and stuff. But literally every guy from All Star to someone who gets sent out to the G League, is all genuine people and Victor Oladipo is one of the greatest teammates, man. He's an all-star. He treats everyone the same guy, no matter who you are. So, I mean, NBA, I mean, it's great. It's everything you dream of. Everybody asks me, do I like the NBA? I mean, it's a dream. I love it. Like, very grateful for
Yeah.
it.
Yeah, it sounds like it's like just one big family, man. It sounds awesome.
Yeah.
I know there are high expectations for you and for the Pacers. What are the expectations you have set for yourself?
I mean, for me, I wanted to, crack the rotation. I had some injuries that kind of didn't help me out as I thought it should, but I mean, for me, I just really wanted to work hard and kind of just show people that I belong in the NBA. So that's kind of always been my mindset, just doing what I have to do to make sure I can get out there and play.
Yeah, everything will take care of itself after that. We're going to be getting your questions next for Indiana Pacer and former Michigan high school star Edmond Sumner. But first, Edmond, hang in with me because we're just going to check out this week in state champs history real quick. We once again go to boys lacrosse, this time from 7 years ago as Clarkston hit the road to take on Cranbrook. This game featured two of our state champs lacrosse player of the year candidates in the Duke-bound Matt Giampatroni from Cranbrook and Connor Ward from Clarkston, who went on to play at Lake Erie College. It was a seesaw affair and headed into overtime. In the extra session, Clarkston midi A.J. Kowal scored the game winner. The Wolves beat Cranbrook for the first time in school history, 13-12 the final. Clarkston got as far as the D1 state semifinals that year before falling to the eventual state champs, Brother Rice. Cranbrook, on the other hand, went on to win its second D2 state title, defeating Grand Rapids Forest Hills Central. This week in state champs history is presented by Lawrence Tech Athletics. Recruit yourself at ltuathletics.com. All right, so we've got time just for a couple questions here for Edmond Sumner. And one asked, and this came from Twitter, how do you handle the negative stuff coming out of the media and angry fans and all of that kind of thing?
Yeah, you. That is like the toughest part is just kind of the negativity. Even like just going to another arena, but me being at Xavier kind of helped me with that, kind of just getting ready for the NBA. Because, I mean, in college, we were playing on TV every night anyway, so the world see you. So you have all these critics when you have a bad game and stuff like that. So for me, I mean, you just got to take the good with the bad. Uh, I just know, I mean, once you have a good game, no one's going to say anything bad about you. So, I mean, it just kind of comes with the territory. So, I mean, it's
Yeah.
just sometimes it's hard not to say anything back to someone or kind of
Yeah.
react. But sometimes you just got to be the bigger person that knows that, I mean, you're playing for something bigger.
No doubt. And one more, and this is regarding your time at Xavier. And for me, there's nothing better than March Madness. It's the most electric time in sports. What was the atmosphere like that you remember competing in the NCAA tournament? And, you know, we only see it on TV, so talk about what it's like in person.
It's crazy because, I mean, I only played literally in one because my first year I redshirted, and my third
Okay.
year is when I got hurt. But, I mean, like, it's totally different. Like, as soon as you step off the plane, when you fly to that next city, it's just totally different. You got to instantly you got off the bus, you just feel the pressure of the tournament. Then you got there with the bright lights, all the different fans, because you have certain teams who just playing, so you have all a mixed crowd and stuff like that. People who just love March Madness, and it's just wild. Like that's the real reason why I really wanted to come back to school again, because I really wanted that experience and kind of end on a high note. Because I mean, the 1 year we lost on the bus to be there, it was just a bitter taste in my mouth, but that's
Yeah.
something I miss.
Yeah. Yeah, for sure. All right. I really want to thank Edmond Sumner for coming on live today, sharing your thoughts with all your fans back here at home. Really appreciate your time. Good luck, man. We'll be watching you.
I appreciate you guys having me.
All right. Thanks a lot. All right.
All right,
Let's
see
take
you.
a look at today's. All right. We'll see you. Let's take a look at today's clip of the day. And that's your clip of the day. Wow, manning up. All right, we want your short video clip to be today's clip of the day. Send us a link to your clip on any of our social media platforms. We'll check it out. Hey, have you heard about the benefits of cupping? Check out this sample from one of our DMC's Game Changers features.
As we place a cup on, you can see the soft tissue gets lifted. Now we can increase somebody's mobility by manipulating the cup to relieve adhesions and give more motion, in this case to the IT band. We can also utilize this cup to glide and move fluid. So if someone has a lot of swelling, we can move that out like an ankle sprain, or as a recovery, we can use this same gliding to move lactic acid after a workout.
Watch the full 2-minute video. Learn more about the advantages of cupping and how the DMC Physical Therapy and Sports Medicine team can help you. You can find all of our Game Changer segments by downloading our free State Champs Sports app or at our website, statechampsnetwork.com, or any of our social media channels, including the convenient playlist that we put together on the State Champs TV YouTube page. State Champs RoboZone is your home for competitive robotics. That's right. For tons of content, search RoboZone Show on Facebook, Twitter, YouTube, or the app and Instagram. The State Champs Esports League of Legends high school playoffs are taking place all month long. Check out Michigan high schools competing for the ultimate honor as state champ. You can find it on the State Champs Esports Twitch channel. We've got a lot of other fun game action there as well. Let's check out the results of yesterday's Hungry Howie's Twitter question of the day. Did you catch a glimpse of the Blue Angels flyover? And most of you did, and it was great. I caught it too. All right, tomorrow on Live, we have two sisters who played their high school basketball at New Boston, Huron. One of them almost played with the boys her senior season. We'll talk to Mackenzie and Kiara Cudrin tomorrow on Live at 2 p.m. And if you know of a guest or a topic we should talk to or about here on Live, please email our show coordinator, Amanda. Her email address, amanda@yellowflagproductions.com. Have a great day. We'll see you back here Thursday for another episode of State Champs Live.
Right now, we are all longing for the roar of a crowd, the excitement of a stadium filled with cheering fans, and the ecstasy of celebrating a hard-fought victory. But right now, we're all on the same team, and we must do our part to make sure as many students, athletes, coaches, teachers, parents, and loved ones are there when we have the luxury to resume our rivalries and start rooting for our teams once again. Stay home and stay safe.
State Champs Live is presented by Lawrence Technological University, where Blue Devils dare, Hungry Howie's, famous for flavor, and the Detroit Medical Center. Do you have a sports injury or are just looking to take your game to the next level? Go where the pros go. Visit dmc.org/gamechangers.